What's up, guys? JP back at you once again, bringing you guys day number 5 in my 14th annual 31 Days of Horror series, in which we watch and review 31 horror films in 31 days, all during the month of October, leading right up to the wonderful, glorious day of Halloween we all know and love. So yesterday I teased we are doing a 50s film, another creature feature, another killer animal movie. And the film that I chose is The Spider from the year 1958, also known as Earth versus the Spider, which is how I seen it back on TV when I was a kid, which I barely remembered, but remembered a couple of scenes. And yeah, this one was released by Scream Factory here. I've had this sealed on the shelf for quite a few years, so I figured I would check it out. Again, with the classic 50s stuff. I always like checking 50s stuff out, 40s, older, the more classic golden age of horror during the early parts of October. It just feels right. So squeezing in a few. The Spider, or Earth versus the Spider, is the film I chose. So this film takes place in Quiet River Falls, and it follows, it opens up with a man who bought this bracelet for his daughter for her birthday. And he's driving home, and there is like a giant web on the road that like caused him to wreck and stuff like that. And the next day, the daughter, I believe Carol, is worried about her father, so she gets her boyfriend Mike to drive her up to where he last was, and they end up finding his car wrecked over a hill. They find a cave. They go in the cave. They eventually spot her father's body in there, which is kind of gross, grotesque. And they end up falling onto a giant cargo net, or at least that's what I thought it was, but it's actually a web. So it just looks like a net, which is just funny. And then later it has like more like web fibers on it. Which is funny as well. But they end up seeing this giant ass spider, and they're like, "Oh shit, we got to get out of here." So they go back to the town, and they're like, "Hey, look, there's this giant spider thing. It killed my dad." And townsfolk is like, "Yeah, y'all kids are crazy." But they end up going and checking it out anyway. They end up, sort of poo-pooing the whole thing, but then they end up finding the giant web, and they're like, "Okay, this is legit, like, let's get the hell out of here," or whatever. And then they see the spider, and the spider, attacks, and then they end up killing it with gas, and then, I believe it's gas, and they take the spider's, like, giant body back to, like, it looks like it's like in an auditorium or something, and these kids start playing music, and it kind of awakens the spider, and then the spider goes on a rampage. Meanwhile, our other characters, our two leads there, Carol and Mike, go back to the cave to see if they could find the bracelet, and they end up seeing some skeletons and stuff like that, and get lost in the cave, and then that's basically the movie. So this movie, man, it is charmingly bad in ways. Like, it's fun, don't get me wrong. Like, a lot of these 50s cheesy sci-fi movies are, the atomic age, killer ants, with them and stuff like that. They have a level of cheese to them, but this one is even a little bit more cheesy to me. It's just like, the mom character, like Helen's mom, whose husband like died, like couldn't be more like out of touch with reality, because like Helen's like upset that her dad's dead, and she's like blaming herself and stuff, all crying on the couch and stuff, and then Helen's mom, or Carol's mom, comes in there and is like, "Oh, what's wrong, honey? Like, yeah, you need to be picking yourself up or whatever." And she's like, "You have homework to do." And I'm like, who is this woman? Like, get away from me. Like, if that was my mom, I'd be furious. And then, like, she says something stupid later in the movie, like Helen hasn't been quite acting like her. I keep calling her Helen because it's Spiral Staircase. Carol hasn't been acting like herself or something like that. I'm just like, dude, what are you on? What are you talking about, lady? And then like just you know, even the fact that Carol, not Helen, and might go back to the cave for that bracelet. I'm like, dude, like there's a giant ass spider that was in there. Like maybe it had like spider babies that are also going to be like maybe not as giant, but they're probably going to be the size of like pit bulls because of how big the first spider is. Or maybe there's more giant spiders and they live in this cave. Like I don't know why you're going back in here, but you know it's a movie. It's ridiculous. Like some of this like way they do the spider looks pretty good, honestly. You know, like obviously they have it like superimposed and stuff like that. But they also have like one of the legs like practically there, and the guy like muscle contraction and like hits a guy like. So it's pretty cool. I don't know. I thought it was a lot of fun. I'll give it a 6.5 out of 10. I think it's a good, fun little time. I enjoyed it very much, and it's only 73 minutes. You know, that's an easy watch. So yeah, with that said, I have no clue what I'm doing tomorrow. But you know, we will keep plugging along. I hope you guys enjoy it. Peace.